Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hunter and I love plants. So I have 4 plants here today that I'm trying to un-revert, if that's the word for it. They've either fully reverted or kind of reverted back to solid green, and I'm trying to give them more light and try different experiments basically to see what works to bring back the variegation in these plants. And yeah, I kind of just want to give updates on how they're doing and what is working for them. So I will go ahead and jump right in. I only have 4 plants. Let's get started. So this first one is my Monstera Adansonii variegated. As you can see, this is a good leaf right here. You can see the variegation on it. There's not a lot of variegation. This one's broken, but it's still surviving, so we're just letting it do what it do. There's not a whole lot of variegation on here. They kind of... Oh, and there was thrip damage. This is thrip damage. It had thrips. I have it in water, obviously, so I could just kind of dunk it in some insecticidal soap and rinse it off. And I've been monitoring it for the last 2 weeks, and I haven't seen any more. It's really easy when they're in water. When they're in soil, it's so much harder. But in water, you can just like take it out, dunk it, get everything off, inspect all the leaves, and then just stick it back in water, and it's easy. These are all variegated pretty well, but I've noticed that some of the newer leaves coming in are not. They're like this light green color, and or like this one. See, there's like almost nothing on this leaf that's variegated. So they're coming in fine, but they are not variegated. So I'm trying to give it more light to see if that works for this one. Yeah, and so far it's not. So I think I might need to move it to a different spot. Right now it's in a west facing window with an overhang, so it's not really getting that much light, and I think I need to switch it somewhere else. It's going to be an experiment. I will update you in January, October, November, December. End of December. I'll update you at the end of December. We're gonna have to see what happens with this one. It has to recover from all the thrip damage and get healthy again, but I'm hoping that by the end of the year it will have more variegation on it. Next is a fairly new plant for me. This is my Burl Marks variegated. As you can see, we have this leaf here that's variegated. This is the most bottom leaf, and look at how gorgeous this leaf is. It's so stunningly beautiful. So you have that leaf. This leaf had some variegation. This is also one of the bottom leaves. Where am I? Very, very pretty. So it's trying to do variegated things. But then the last 2 leaves that have come in have been solid green. This one and then the one next to it. So again, I have it in more light, trying to coax some more variegation out of it. Hopefully it'll come back because it's the last 2 leaves. This is the leaf right before the last 2 leaves. So it has a little variegation at the top before it popped out the 2 without. But I'm hoping that my spot I have it in, which is kind of near one of these lights right here, is going to help it throw out some variegation. This new leaf looks really little that's coming in. I don't know if you can see this very well. How can I can't work my camera. There it is. There it is. So it's a small leaf that's coming in. Maybe 2 leaves, but I'm hoping at least they're variegated, even if they're small. We'll have to see what happens with it. Burl Marks, they grow like a weed. Like, you can't stop them from growing. They just grow and grow and grow no matter what you do to it. So I'm hoping at some point it can throw out the variegation again, because this is just so beautiful. This leaf is just, it looks mottled and oh yeah. Next, I have a baby Philodendron Florida Beauty. This is the latest leaf that came out. I ripped it. That's my fault. It didn't grow in like that. But this is the last leaf that came out, and it's solid green. You can see the first leaf that's on here had variegation, and then this one up in the corner. But all the leaves after that are green. I received this plant this way. This was the only plant that I've gotten since I've had it in my care, and it was unfurling when I received it. So this new stem up here, whatever happens there is going to be what's happened since it's been with me. And I'm a little hopeful because the actual stem, I don't know if you can see, has a little lighter green on one side. So I'm hoping that means that it's going to be variegated. You can see kind of a line right there. I'm hoping that means this leaf will be variegated. Because again, I have it this position under a light just like this on the other side of my television. So I'm hoping I've been giving it enough light and that it will throw out a variegated leaf. I'll keep you updated. And lastly is this. I bought this as a reverted plant, so I don't know how hopeful I can really be because I don't know how long it's been reverted. But this is a Jose Bueno, immature, obviously. I've had this for, I want to say a month now, and it's doing things. So this is a leaf that came out while I've had it in my care. And if it will focus on the, there we go. You can see on the edge over here, there's some little spots right there that have come in. So it has some spotting on this leaf, very light, very faint, but it's there. So I'm hoping I can see something beginning to happen up here on the stem. I'm hoping that the next leaf will have maybe a little bit more, and then it can go back to being variegated, because these first two leaves on here have absolutely nothing. But the spottedness, is that a word, spottedness? The spotting on this leaf, very, very faint. Be that as it may, it's still there. So I'm hoping that by giving it more light, because it is actually positioned right here next to my Warocrenum, I'm hoping that we can get some variegation back on this plant, because I would love to have a variegated Jose Bueno. I've heard that these are hard to keep variegated. This looks like that's true. But yeah, I'm hoping to get it back. So fingers crossed. So that's it for this video. Very short and sweet. I just wanted to share some plants that I'm working on, trying to get some variegation back, and to see how hard that is, and maybe try it in different parts of the house to see what helps. But those are the 4 plants I want to keep an eye on. I will give you a 3-month update in December. Let me know if you have any plants that have reverted that you are trying to unrevert, if de-revert, revert. I don't know. Yeah, let me know if you have any plants that have reverted and you're trying to get the variation back, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for joining. Bye.